Oh, there's something I need to. James didn't get a chance to finish his sentence. Emma was out of the car and heading towards her father's front door. He'd half expected he would be ignored. In many ways, that had made his role in this much easier. Emma had spotted her sister Claire pulling up in her car and wanted to get in first. "Hello, Emma." Claire had guessed what her sister would do and put in a sprint herself, intercepting Emma on the driveway. "Claire," Emma said frostily, "here to borrow more money. I'm here to visit Dad and see if he needs anything, as I always do, every week." Claire tried to get by, but Emma blocked her path. Emma was rummaging in her bag for the keys. She knew they were in there somewhere, but seeing Claire had got her flustered. It just wasn't good enough the way she treated their father. Taking advantage of an elderly man, turning up only when she needed something. "I have my keys," said Claire triumphantly. "If you let me by, I can let us both in." This was typical of Emma, thought Claire. Just because she was the eldest, she always thought she was in charge. But Claire knew what her sister was doing, sucking up to Dad so she would inherit the house. Well, this was the family home, and it was going to be split 50-50. James had come up the drive, keeping a safe distance from the two sisters. He knew how they could be. "I don't know if you noticed." "Not now, James," snapped Emma. She was in no mood for James's wittering right now. Emma put her key in the lock and tried to turn it, but it wouldn't. "What's wrong with this thing?" Claire smirked. "If you were here more often, really caring for Dad, you'd know which key to use." "I know which key it is," growled Emma, trying to force it without success. James tried once more. "If you'll just listen." But the two sisters were arguing again. He had been married to Emma for nearly 15 years, and he loved her dearly, but she had a real blind spot when it came to her sister and father. When their mother had died, he had agreed that they should step in and help. Their father had been in a bad way, with the struggle of their mother's illness and death. It was enough to throw the best of us off balance. But it had been 5 years, and their father had recovered and become his old self once more. Not that Emma and Claire had noticed. They were too busy competing for his affection and, in James' opinion, suffocating the poor man. "Mine won't work either," declared Claire, having persuaded Emma to let her try. James tried again. "That's what I was trying to tell you." "Not now, James. Can't you see? Something must have happened. He might be lying injured, unable to call for help." Emma pushed past him and went to the window. "Oh my God, he's been burgled. They've taken everything. The TV, the sofa, even Mum's sideboard. That was an antique." Claire peered in, cupping her hands to cut out the reflection. The living room was empty, stripped to the bare floorboards. She knocked on the window. "Daddy! Daddy! Are you there?" "Will you listen to me now?" asked James calmly. The sisters turned, white-faced, in shock at what might have happened to their poor, frail father. "If you'd listened to me before," continued James, "you wouldn't have had to go through all this fuss. Did you not see the sign as we came in?" He pointed to the end of the drive, and the sisters looked, seeing the sold sign for the first time. "Your father tried to talk to you, but neither of you would listen. You were both so caught up in your ridiculous rivalry, treating him like he was some doddering old fool. So he hatched a plan." "You knew about this?" Emma couldn't believe James would keep something as important as her father selling the house and going into an old people's home from her. "Where is he?" "Barraclough Heights, Greenfields." James reached into his pocket. Neither. He pulled out a postcard and turned it over. "This is from Portugal, but he should be somewhere in the Atlantic by now, sailing for the Canary Islands, then on to Cape Verde." Emma's mouth moved but made no sound as her brain tried to process what she was being told. "You mean," said Claire, "he's on a cruise?" "Not exactly." James handed Emma the postcard. "Dear girls, by now you will have discovered that I have sold the house and bought a boat. When your mother and I were young, we dreamed of going on an adventure. Then you two came along, and that dream was put aside. We had hoped to travel in our retirement, but that wasn't to be. Before she died, your mother told me that I should still have that adventure, and she would be there in spirit. In the weeks and months after her passing, it went out of my head, and I needed your help to get by, for which I am very grateful. But I'm better now, and it's time to begin before it's too late. James has all the details. Love, Dad." Emma lowered the postcard and looked at James. You knew? He swore me to secrecy. If I'd told you, you would have stopped him. Damn right I would. Emma was livid. He's an old man. Anything might happen to him. He's not an old man, though, is he? He's 65, fit and healthy. Do you really want him to sit at home staring at the four walls for the next 20 or 30 years? What about the house? Asked Claire. Is that all you care about? Snapped Emma, turning on her sister. He could be out there dead for all we know. James sighed. Will you two listen to yourselves? You think your father wanted to hear you two arguing endlessly? Did you ever ask yourselves what that did to him? I think I might sail off around the world if I have to hear much more of it. The house is sold, and the money is in your father's bank account. With what he got for it, I think he can live really well for 20 years or so. And good luck to him, I say. Oh, your mother's sideboard is in storage for you, Emma, and there are a few bits of your mother's jewellery for you, Claire. That's it. The rest is sold. He clapped his hands together. Right, as we no longer have any right to be on this property, I suggest we find a nice pub and have some lunch. I'm guessing you could both do with a drink right now. I will never forgive you for this, James, said Emma. Me either, said Claire. It was the first thing they had agreed on in years.